When developing a character in Star Wars, especially a character that already exists, certain aspects should be adhered to. Boba Fett is one of those characters that have existed since near the beginning. A lot has been written about him and the warrior culture, the Mandalorians, which came from his creation. If they are to move forward with the character and develop new ones based on, at minimum, his armor, then care should be given to what has already been written, even in Legends, or the expanded universe if you prefer. One of the biggest aspects of Legends that should be included in the new canon is that of the Resol'nare, or the 6 actions that everyone must adhere to if they are to be considered a Mandalorian. Today, on Star Wars Fanatic. With the introduction of Djarin in the Disney Plus hit series The Mandalorian, and the reintroduction of fan favorites like Bo-Katan, Kryze, and Boba Fett, the show is diving deeper into the culture of the Mandalorians. A lot of questions are being raised, mostly regarding Boba Fett, as to whether he is a Mandalorian. I have made many videos on this subject, and will leave a link in the description to those videos. I encourage you to check them out. What we see in the series leaves it very vague as to Boba Fett's affiliation. We know he is a bounty hunter, a profession taken up by many Mandalorians. We know that others have denounced him and his father, Jango Fett. I won't get too much into that though. What I want to concentrate on is, of the 3, Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, and Djarin can be seen as a Mandalorian or not. To discover the truth, we have to look at Legends material, and so should the writers of these series. In particular, the Resol'nare, the 6 actions to be a Mandalorian. The Resol'nare consists of 6 simple rules of the Mandalorian culture. Number 1, wearing the Mandalorian armor. Number 2, speaking the language, Mandoa. Number 3, defending oneself and family. Number 4, raising offspring as Mandalorians and teaching them the way. Number 5, contributing to the clan's welfare. And number 6, when the Mandalor or leader requires it, join them in their cause. All of it's pretty simple, right? These rules were made into a kind of nursery rhyme for children so they could remember them, and they were explained as the children grew up. They are not without controversy, though. Often, captured children and even foundlings were forced to learn the 6 actions and forced into the Mandalorian culture, with the former being less common than the latter. Jango Fett and Djarin were foundlings and were introduced peacefully, while Jango Fett's sister, Boba Fett's aunt, Arla Fett, was indoctrinated into the Death Watch Resol'nare forcibly. Since Boba Fett's inception, we have seen numerous Mandalorian figures throughout the expanded universe and canon television series. Today, I will only focus on the most well-known, who are still living: Djarin, Bo-Katan, Kryze, and Boba Fett. Are these characters actual Mandalorians? Well, let's see if they follow the Resol'nare. I will go through each of the 6 and say whether or not they adhere to the rules. Number 1, wearing the armor. All 3 characters have their distinct Mandalorian armor and are not seen without wearing at least a piece of it, except in Boba's case when his armor was taken from him after the Sarlacc incident, but he does reacquire it and wear it proudly. Number 2, speak the language. We know Boba Fett does. He proves it when he meets Djarin, as his chain code is in the armor in Mandoa, and the Slave One's controls are also written in the language. And it is probably safe to assume that Djarin speaks it as well. Since Bo-Katan was a prominent member of Death Watch, it's probably safe to assume she does as well, although we have seen little evidence of that. Number 3, defending oneself and family. Boba Fett often defends the honor of his father and himself. Djarin is seen returning to his covert and showing dedication to them. He also defends his own honor and physical well-being. Bo-Katan was involved in a plot to kill her own sister. To me, she strikes out in this category. Number 4, raising offspring as Mandalorians and teaching them the way. Boba has no offspring in canon, that we know of, but in Legends, he has a daughter that he raises as a Mandalorian. Djarin takes the child, Grogu, into his care and teaches him through experience. Bo-Katan does not have offspring, which we see in canon, nor Legends. She also is not seen taking any other children under her wing. Again, she misses the beat in this category. Number 5. Contributing to the clan's welfare. Boba Fett was a clan of 2 with his father and contributed as a child until his father was killed. He does often cite his father as his mentor. Djarin was a clan of 2 as well, with child Grogu, and did everything to contribute to his clan, even risking his life to save the child. Bo-Katan went against her own clan when Maul won the Darksaber in single combat. She then split from her clan, leaving its well-being to their own devices. She then fought against them in an attempt to gain power for herself. Number 6. When the Mandalor requires it, joining them in their cause. The only Mandalors we see are in Legends. Boba Fett does his duty and even becomes a Mandalor. Djarin does adhere to the rules and follows the laws set by his covert leader, the Armorer. Bo-Katan seems to want to be the Mandalor and has went against the leaders of Mandalore in the past. Now, a lot of this has to be based on Legends. The Resol'nare has not been touched on in the new canon that we have seen so far. However, when you watch their characters in each of the series, you can see that the 6 actions are in play, but not spoken about. If we use the Legends and canon material combined, it clearly defines who could be considered a Mandalorian by how they follow the law. Djarin doesn't have a Legends appearance, so we can only go by his actions in the limited capacity that we have seen him. However, he seems to be compliant in almost all of the categories. I would like to see him return to the planet Sorgon to seek out the woman he had a moment with. That would produce his offspring in order to complete his Resol'nare. Boba Fett, if we use Legends and current canon, is the closest we have to an actual Mandalorian. He gets check marks in all the actions. If we strictly go by canon, he checks off in most of them. We haven't seen him go against the rules, but with the lack of a Mandalore, there are a couple rules he can't follow. However, like Djarin, his character is still getting fleshed out, and we hope to see some of these issues become more in line with his Legends character. The end of The Mandalorian Season 2 shows him taking over Jabba's palace and sitting on the throne. As a side note, the throne has Boba Fett's name on it in the old tongue, if that says anything as to where his story could go. Bo-Katan, or Bo-Karen as I like to call her, is the least likely to be a Mandalorian, if we strictly go by the 6 actions to be a Mandalorian, and the actions they must adhere to. Yet, she is quick to denounce others. I know this may seem skewed, but I actually really like her character. But is she a Mandalorian? Maybe one who has lost her way. I think she could easily come back and follow the Resol'nare and become a strong lieutenant again. This time as a change for the good of Mandalore. But you know what they say, the louder they yell, the more they have to hide and the guiltier they are. I really like all 3 of these characters and look forward to their development. They're a good mix in what we want to see our anti-heroes do. As I posted, my channel will focus on Mandalorians, Boba Fett, and Jango Fett for the time being. I am still relearning a lot from Legends, as it has been a long time since I have read the material. If you are new to the channel or just haven't committed yet, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all my Star Wars content. Also, hit the like button and share the video to support the hard work I put into the channel. Let's see if we can get this video over 2,000 views. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.